I love Google's Nano-Banana image generator. It's fast, it's clever, and when it works, it's awesome. But it has a lot of early problems too, and I've got some cheats that can give you a lot more control over it. There's also a new model called Seedream that we're going to put head to head with Nano-Banana, and some of the results are pretty surprising. I'll also give you my Nano-Banana prompting guide that works with both, along with a formula you should teach ChatGPT to use whenever you're generating images to get much better results out of any model. Okay, so this is how most people use Nano-Banana. They just upload two images and say, put the man in the photo of the coffee shop, and then you end up with just absolute garbage results like this. And you also have very little control over the aspect ratio of the outputted photo. In this case, I uploaded a square photo of myself second, and that's determined the aspect ratio. And it's got this big white border around. Obviously, I'm not in there properly. It hasn't changed the lighting. Awful job. Instead of uploading the images separately like most people do, you can decide what aspect ratio you want, and you're going to get better combinations in Photoshop or Canva. Put all images onto one canvas, copy that, and paste it into Nano-Banana. So it's only dealing with a single image, and it's going to copy that exact ratio. And look at the result. So much better. Another trick that you can try is putting them all on the aspect ratio that you like and labeling them with words. So what I did was I just said, put the dish on the table, overlay the logo on the image to create an ad for the restaurant. Epic fail. I tried again. Create a single cohesive image, put the dish on the table, and overlay the image to create an ad for the restaurant and remove all the text. I tried again by putting the scene in the middle, adding arrows, removing the background of the dish. Still no good. Finally, I decided to bring out the big guns, and I used my method that works fantastically with most images. Inside ChatGPT, I have a formula for writing image prompts, which breaks down the subject, the aspect ratio, the composition and layout, and it gave me this really long prompt. This is what happened. Absolute garbage. I'm giving up on this for now. We're going to try a new model instead. Don't get me wrong, Nano-Banana is fantastic. I've made an entire guide using Nano-Banana to do stuff that you just couldn't do with ChatGPT. But I made this video because I've found it really finicky. Okay, so that was a really challenging test case for Nano-Banana, and it just shows you that it doesn't work every time. That said, these tips do work with Nano-Banana quite often. If you do want to keep using Nano-Banana, try each of these tips. First of all, put all of the images onto a single canvas. Control that aspect ratio by creating a canvas size that is the size of the output that you want. Label each image. Use a detailed image prompt and keep iterating. So for tip number 4, I've got my image prompt formula right here. I will link my guide to using Nano-Banana in the description below. You can just copy this, put it into ChatGPT, and tell GPT to always use this style of prompt whenever you're generating an image. That said, let's see if this other model can do a better job for this use case. This is Seedream 4.0, a Chinese model by ByteDance, and you can play with Seedream in runcomfy.com. I'll put the link in the description below, and you can see here that I just gave it this very simple prompt, and yeah, it did a kind of okay job. I also tried it within OpenArt, and I got better results. So I got this one where we're getting closer, and I got this one as well, which is actually pretty good. It just kept the text saying scene. I didn't tell it to get rid of the text. But check this out. So what I wanted to do was copy this style of photo, and I created a prompt with ChatGPT to replicate this style. I uploaded this same image that we've been using to Seedream, and bam, look at that, perfect. And I got that in one go. One of the beautiful things about Seedream is that it puts out images up to 4K. So this is really detailed. Look at that resolution, fantastic. I wanted to try it with that same prompt that we tried at the beginning of the video, putting me into the coffee shop, and it did a pretty good job. But one thing Seedream is a little bit murky on is faces. Check that out. That's a weird looking dude. Nano-Banana makes its mistakes with faces as well, but in general it is more accurate with faces than Seedream is. So this is my Nano-Banana prompting guide, and what I want to do is just take 4 challenging examples of different types from here, load the exact same images that I used previously with Nano-Banana to generate these results, and see what Seedream does. And then we'll go head to head and see which one we like more for different use cases. Okay, so use case number 1 was transferring this product into a natural setting. On the right, that's Nano-Banana's output and Seedream's output. I didn't prompt it to put it into a bathroom, but the typography is perfect. I think this is a total pass. The aesthetics of it are beautiful. Case number 2 was a lot more challenging. That's playing around with different typographic styles. So that was Nano-Banana, and this is Seedream. I think it's done a great result. It's changed the logo into a CTA, but that was kind of in the prompt. So that's a pass. In fact, for the best choice for summer typography, it actually did a better job than Nano-Banana did. I do notice that Seedream has made the colors a lot more vibrant, so it's done more than just change the typography. For the third case, I just took a dumb photo of myself and asked it to change it to a more professional setting. And this was the results for Seedream. It actually got my face right. Did a really good job. It didn't screw up the typography on my sweater. Yeah, it did a better job on my face than Nano-Banana did, which is quite surprising. The final use case that I wanted to try out was style transfer. Taking this photo of this lady and making it like a vector style illustration. That was Nano-Banana, and this was Seedream. Personally, I prefer Nano-Banana for this result, but I think Seedream did a pretty good job. It got the pose perfect. Really just a question of aesthetics, I think. I think that we can agree that Seedream won this in this particular case. That's not to say that Nano-Banana isn't great. I think in the end, you just need to use both models. Nano-Banana is going to update soon. ChatGPT is going to release a new image model as well, so I encourage you to try the same prompts on a variety of different models and just take the best results. The link to my Nano-Banana guide with the prompts is in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.